It's May 2023, and that means a Star Citizen May channel update. What do we have to look forward to this month in the wonderful world of Star Citizen? Well, let's start off with the giveaway winner for last month. That is Stormcleaver. You've won a Drake Vulture. That includes a lifetime insurance and a Star Citizen game package. Congratulations. For May, we have a new giveaway, this time for an Origin 400i, that luxury touring ship. It's super multi-role and suitable for taking a crew of up to 3 to distant stars. All you've got to do to be in for a chance of winning that ship, including lifetime insurance and a game package for Star Citizen, is comment on any of my videos made during May. More details on that in the comments below. So there's actually quite a lot going on in May, or at least 2 major things, and a lot of more minor stuff that we normally have. So Star Citizen Alpha 3.19 should be released relatively soon. We should see that on the sort of Wave 1 PTU some point in the next couple of weeks, I would expect. The 3.19 Star Citizen Alpha is with the Eva Carty currently, and there are a load of new features coming with that patch. So we've got the expanded Lorville cityscape. Basically, Lorville is being brought up to like 2.0 version. They're doubling the size of it. They're making it a lot more detailed. The major sections of it are staying the same. So you've got like the central business district and the starport and everything. That the actual internals, they're staying mostly the same. But the externals of that, the sort of the size of the city, that's expanding. The load of new assets, they're improving the verticality. You can also fly down much closer to the city, fly down around in trenches, see all these sort of beautiful sights. You've got big industrial areas at the sort of edge of the city. It's going to be a tourist's dream. We also have the new player experience that sort of means that you can play Star Citizen without an external tutorial. It's basically the idea, and it's going to sort of last around half an hour, and that's going to be focused at Area 18 and ArcCorp and the space around that. We've needed that in-game for an awfully long time. There are some new missions as well. We know about salvage contracts, so you can go, I want to salvage a reclaimer, or I want to salvage some ships in an area, and you can basically purchase the location of the ships, and little missions will be attached, and they're available for lawful and less than lawful versions. You might have to try and sort of salvage the area before other people turn up, or maybe some combat ships can turn up, or someone's already there, and if you destroy them, well, their friends might come looking for them. There's also the Ghost Hollow PvP mission. So this sounds like it's the money printing mission that Cloud Imperium were talking about a while ago, but basically it's secure some areas in the reclaimer on Microtech, and encourages players to sort of participate in more PvP-esque scenarios. We've got the RSI Lynx. We know this is the sort of luxury, high-tech version of the Urza rover. One of the big ticket items for 3.19 is the attach and detach abilities of the tractor beam now. So you are going to be able to remove up to size 6 weapons, I think, and up to size 2 components from ships that are either in the soft destruction state or allow you to remove the components on. So basically in the pilot seat, beep, yes, I'm allowing the components to be detached and reattached. And then you can use those components to sell. You can use them for customization. You can restock missiles using this technique. You can effectively repair your ship if the component's damaged. Or you can use it to change mining heads on your ship. So you can go, well, I'm going to change what I'm using. We also know that they are effectively making sort of ships that you might find into loot boxes, because you can now go there, remove the weapons and components. There might be some interesting things in the cargo hold as well, so there are more reasons to go aboard ships that you find in the verse. Also, we know that Cloud Imperium are planning a mining update and an economy balance with this patch. That should make the game much more playable for players that want to get into those sort of mechanics, but generally economy passes, as long as they're done well, awesome. Really looking forward to it. We'll have to wait and see. They may have detachable saddlebags on the Mole and Prospector in this patch, so I suppose you could detach them, reattach them with the tractor beam again here, and that would allow you to put a load of sort of cargo, a lot of minables in a saddlebag, drop it for a cargo ship, which then goes and sells it for you, and you split the profit, or goes and gets it refined for you, or whatever. I would expect to see the ability to purchase mining claims in the same way that you can have the salvage contracts pretty soon as well. Not with the 3.19 initial patch, but probably quite quickly afterwards. We know that Cloud Imperium are planning to deal with a lot more of the issues of 3.18, 3.18.2 with this patch. They sort of are working at trying to get persistent entity streaming in the best state possible, and all the back-end services and all that sort of jazz. We know they've been making adjustments to the density manager, sort of like going, well, we don't want hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of items just sprawling everywhere, slowing down servers. We need to adjust this so it's an appropriate amount, and that the stuff gets cleaned up in the right way. Cloud Imperium will probably be running Jumptown 2.1 at some point. Obviously, we haven't seen that with the live build of 3.18 yet. So Jumptown 2.1 is an evolution of the Jumptown event, where they've sort of doubled the size of the facilities there. There's now 2 dispensaries, and this is a PvP-ish sort of event, and when they activate them, and you can make a huge amount of money potentially at these facilities around the verse, where sort of maize and other narcotics are produced, and you can get them, bam, and take them to Grimhex, sell them, or you can sort of go the more lawful route and have them sort of destroyed for a reward, or confiscated. There are potentially more features going to be turning up in that patch, so be aware of that. There's also going to be loads of little minor things that they'll talk to us about in patch watches over the next few weeks. So yeah, maybe some like lore updates and stuff like that might turn up, and things that are seemingly minor features, they're actually quite big. So when can we expect Alpha 3.19? Well, on or before the 19th of May is when I would expect to see its live build, because Cloud Imperium said 3.19 would come on or before Fleet Week, which looks to be pegged around the 19th of May. So talking about Fleet Week, that's the other big thing for May. Now, Fleet Week, typically 10 days to 2 weeks in length, and it is a big celebration and expo. For Cloud Imperium, it is a huge ship sale and sort of gets lots of eyes on Star Citizen event. So you can expect loads and loads of combat ships and logistic ships on sale during that period. The expo is all focused on those military and combat ships, and each day those manufacturers change that are on sale and are at the expo. So you'll have like a expo hall like at Area 18 or at Crusader, where they go bam, expo hall here. You can visit that every day. You can see all these ships. You can rent them for free during that period as well, so you can try out all these ships. There's like a hologram suite underneath where you can see ships and vehicles in development, and there's typically a few new ships and vehicles that Cloud Imperium will be selling straight to flyable, maybe concept. So you'll have things like the Misk Fury that we've been hearing about for a while. It's also a big free fly event, so they encourage sort of Star Citizen recruitment. You'll be able to play Star Citizen for free. You'll be given a selection of ships to use for free, and obviously you can rent all those ships at the expo every day. I would recommend people start at Area 18, because that's where the new player experiences, and assumedly where the Fleet Week Expo will be. There's a load of other stuff that's happening during Fleet Week as well. There's a military parade of ships, so you get the F8 Lightnings and the Javelin and the Idris and even the Bengal flying around, and you can see them flying around. There's a Javelin tour where you can go on board the Javelin and have a look at some of the internal systems, and there's some voice actors, and they effectively tell you about the ship and the different areas are there. There could be a lot more. Now, Cloud Imperium like to do screenshot competitions and recruitment bonuses and stuff like that, but we could see just additional stuff in this Fleet Week. And at the end of Fleet Week, you have the Drake Defense Con, because Drake aren't technically invited to the Fleet Week stuff because their ships are a bit more militia-y and used by outlaws a lot. But then you see lots of Drake stuff, and that will be in a different area normally than where the Expo Hall is for the rest of the stuff. Drake are effectively a bit pariahed, but this is going to be a massive sort of fund generator for Star Citizen, potentially their biggest yet. So we'll talk about the sort of finances and the amount of money they make and all the details of everything during Fleet Week as it sort of turns up, and we'll look at all the different ships and everything and do a bit of a ship buyer's guide for all of them. You'll probably see Zin and I having a look around the expo hall each day in a dedicated video. I really like Fleet Week. I really like the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo as well that we have sort of in November time. But there's a lot more to do during Fleet Week typically. And yeah, it should be an absolutely fantastic event. I'm interested to know what you're expecting to see and what you're hoping to be able to do during Fleet Week in the comments below. Anything else? So it's possible we might start seeing some 3.20 updates in May. Obviously, Cloud Imperium are back from their hiatus for Inside Star Citizen. But a lot of the content's going to be focused on Fleet Week, 3.19, and new ships. So that's going to be like a lot of the offerings from Inside Star Citizen and Star Citizen Live. But yeah, we might start to see a few little bits for 3.20. They might start updating the roadmap for 3.20. And people are like, what? 3.20? Isn't it going straight to 4.0? Cloud Imperium have suggested multiple times that 3.20 will be a thing. And yeah, roadmap updates. We'll see those a couple of times in May. So hopefully that will start to add some additional features to 3.19 and flesh out 3.20. The monthly report should be coming out later this week. That gives us deeper development information into a whole range of different Star Citizen stuff. I do want to say 3.18 and 3.18.2 and Xenothreat and all the stuff that we've had so far this year for Star Citizen sort of live builds have been pretty bad. Lots of problems with that. I haven't always had problems when I've been jumping into the builds. Sometimes I've actually had quite a good experience, but for a large amount of players, this is the least playable Star Citizen has been in many years, and that's not great. I do think that Cloud Imperium can get 3.19 and Fleet Week in a great state and knock it out of the park. I genuinely think that's the thing. 3.19 as well is effectively a 3.18.5 patch. It is built directly on the codebase for 3.18. It is a more limited feature set, and they sort of want to get Star Citizen in a more refined, playable, stable state. So, and persistent entity streaming in order. We did know that persistent entity streaming was going to cause a lot of issues, and it has a lot more than Cloud Imperium, and the normal players would have thought, but I'm genuinely optimistic that 3.19 will be in a great state. We'll have to wait and see, though. I'm obviously Star Citizen. I'm bullish on Star Citizen 99% of the time. Health and personal stuff. So Zin and I have been playing some games. We've just started playing Sunhaven again with some more of our friends. We're just sort of doing Sunhaven at a sort of larger scale, which is effectively a Stardew Valley with a load more sort of stuff going on, load more combat, just loads more mechanics. I like farming sims and things like that and co-op games. We also, Zin and I, just us, have been playing the Nitrox mod for Subnautica, which Subnautica is a deep sea survival game, very pretty, done in this sort of natural selection universe. And you can play it multiplayer with the Nitrox mod, and it's really good fun. There are a few little bugs, but I mean, I play Star Citizen effectively for a living, so there's nothing that I cannot overcome bug-wise. But that's real good fun. Sometimes a bit creepy, but really interesting, because I have not seen sort of Subnautica completed or played through since its sort of very, very, very early days. Mental health-wise, I'm pretty good. I've been doing a lot of 3D printing recently, 3D printing a Grimguard army for 40k 10th edition, which I'm keenly awaiting on. Might start seeing some models and stuff that I paint on that on my social media. I'm getting into a load of different board games and that sort of stuff, so looking forward to lots of different board games coming out and deluxifying board games, lots of Cthulhu-based board games, like Cthulhu Death May Die and stuff. I'm penning loads of models up for Unfathomable, things like that. I'm also house hunting, which is, because we produce videos every day and because of my situation currently, I desperately want to get a house, and I'm not tied to any particular place in the UK, can move anywhere, but it's difficult to get the time to be able to sort that stuff out, if you know what I mean. Anyway, I will stop ranting at you. Star Citizen! I love it, warts and all, and I'm interested to know what you are expecting through May. Are you excited for Alpha 3.19? Are you excited for Fleet Week? Do you think that Star Citizen can genuinely knock it out of the park, or are you expecting everything to explode, or a middling experience through Fleet Week? Do you think Cloud Imperium are going to generate a huge amount of funds during Fleet Week, and it will be the best year for Star Citizen's funding yet? And do you think, moreover, that it will be the best year for Star Citizen yet, even after a disastrous first quarter when we talk about sort of the playability and stability of Star Citizen, basically taking a step back because of persistent entity streaming. Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. We'll get that new Nord ad and all that sort of jazz out tomorrow. Please consider supporting the channel by using that join button under my videos or going to Patreon and becoming a Patreon there. There's also loads of links under my videos for like NordVPN and Tobii Eye Tracker and stuff that all helps to support the channel. If you are interested in any of those products, then check that out. Thanks very much for watching, guys. You take care, and I'll see you in the verse. If you would like to further support the channel, please consider subscribing. You can become a Patreon. You can use the YouTube join button as well. That goes an extra mile to help support us and enables us to produce Star Citizen content every day. And that's down to you guys helping support us. So genuinely, thank you from the bottom of my little BoredGamer heart.